Welcome back. There are so many opportunities to visit and learn and just gather information that you may not know here in Middle Tennessee. There's one place to do that this coming up weekend. We're talking Friends of Cedars of Lebanon State Park and the Wilson County Master Gardeners getting ready to host their native plant sale there at Cedars of Lebanon State Park. And joining us this morning to tell us all about what can be expected and why this is such an important spot to be this weekend, we have Linda Robertson and Debbie Williams with us this morning. Ladies, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Well, first off, if one of you could kind of start with what is the native plant sale? Because I know I've heard of this in many areas, but for there in Lebanon, what is this all about and why should we turn out for it?
Well, we have about 120 species of native plants that are native to our region. And we really feel like our environment is under assault now, is very threatened. And so we're raising these plants to so that we will have them in our environment.
We're trying to support pollinators.
So explain some of the native plants that you'll have on hand. So I look and I see what people have maybe around in their flower gardens or their landscaping. But you were sharing with me a little bit earlier that what you have at the native plant sale is not typically what you'll find at a nursery or a store.
Exactly. Native plants have been hybridized to be more colorful or change the leaf color. And these plants are not as desirable to our native pollinators as our native plants that you find out in our natural areas now.
And you said you had about 120. What are the names of some of the plants that you have?
Oh my goodness. We have cardinal flowers, we have Agastache, we have Baptisia. I should have brought the list with me.
We have ash, we have goldenrod, we have trees that we're selling to. Oaks are a huge pollinator supporter. They support over 430 different species of butterflies and insects. So they're really foundational to our world, and we need to plant more of them.
Oh, I agree. And I know you're going to have a great turnout, or at least I'm sure that you are. And Linda, you were the one that started this a couple of years ago there at the state park?
Yes, we have a native plant and butterfly garden at Cedars of Lebanon. And that was really the inception of my growing native plants at home. And then the master gardeners have joined in with this, with this endeavor. And so the sale has gotten larger and larger. So we're offering all these plants now to the community so that we can have, support our specialist bees and support birds that eat the caterpillars that the moths make on the trees. So
Linda is so knowledgeable about native plants, and she opened up her property to us and began to teach us about native plants. And we've all become very interested, very excited about making these available so that everybody can have native plants in their yards. And it's going to take a concerted effort by all of us to make an intentional effort to plant native plants, to make our pollinators and our insects, to give them a home.
Yeah, exactly. Doug, we're actually following Doug Tallamy's strategy of your homegrown national park, trying to increase the area that we have in the United States, which would be more area than most all of our national parks combined if everybody would plant just a few native plants in their own homeland landscapes.
Before I ask the one question I've been wanting to know, which is kind of how your horticulture education got started, how do we help you do this? How can we continue to share with others? You need to find the native plants in your area, in your region, and start planting. How do we share this? How can we let people know?
We have an educational component to the sale. We make available a lot of different handouts and studies that have been done, and we try to make it where it's simple enough that anybody can understand that why these plants are important and why they should be planting them in their yards.
I love that. I love that so much. Linda, okay, now tell us, where did your horticulture education, how did you start this? Was this something that you've always been interested in? Because this is quite the endeavor to start a plant sale like this.
Right. Well, I joined Master Gardeners back in around 2002,
Mhm.
and got a lot of horticultural experience that way. And then I realized that my interest was really primarily in native plants after hiking out in our natural areas and becoming acquainted with them. So, and then home gardening, you know, it's just been self-taught, just learning, and from our extension too.
Linda is a citizen scientist. She's taught herself how to recognize the native plants and then how to propagate them. And she just has a wealth of knowledge. She understands by looking at a plant what it needs. And it's been such a great experience for all of us to learn from her.
Oh, I can imagine. Okay, can I come hang out with you guys, please? And please teach me, because I do not have that green thumb. I don't. My husband does. I do not.
Oh, we love it.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's talk about Saturday going out there. It's at the Assembly Hall at Cedars of Lebanon State Park.
Yes, from 10 to 3.
Okay, and I love that it's free. Is that one way that you hope will kind of drive people out there to the sale?
Yes. We want it to be free, and we have very affordable prices too. And so many of the native nurseries are pretty expensive, and we've tried to make them accessible to everybody.
And also want to mention that Margie Hunter will be there. She wrote She wrote
Tennessee native plants.
Tennessee Landscaping with Tennessee Native Plants. She wrote that book. She'll be there helping direct the sale. And also Rita Venable, that wrote Butterflies of Tennessee. She'll be there from 10 to 11 to help people learn more about the plants that butterflies and pollinators will use.
What a wonderful learning experience for all of us to head out there to Cedars of Lebanon State Park this weekend for the native plant sale. Ladies, is there anything that I haven't asked that you feel like you need to share with the rest of us? And also, how can we connect with you anytime that we would like? So say if we're looking to maybe start our own garden, or we're updating our landscaping, can we connect with you through Facebook or social media?
Yes, we have a Wilson County Master Gardeners website. We have a website, and we also have a Facebook page and an Instagram page. So people are welcome to reach out to us and contact us, and we'll be glad to answer questions and help out in any way we can.
And also can go out to the butterfly garden, the butterfly and native plant garden at Cedars of Lebanon, and see the plants that we have growing out there.
Thank you so much. Last question, actually. Now I have my last question for you. Do you have this regularly? Is this like bi-monthly, or is this just an annual event for you?
It's an annual event. We have it on the 3rd Saturday in May.
3rd Saturday of May. Got it. Linda, Debbie, thank you guys so very much. And I look forward to connecting with both of you again in the future.
Great.
Thank you.
Have fun. Have a great weekend.